If you saw Tesla unveil its new Robotaxi concept, often referred to as the Cybercab, and your first thought was, when can I actually buy one? You're asking the same question a lot of people are asking right now. The short answer is that there is currently no official pre-order date for the Cybercab, and Tesla has not announced that public consumer pre-orders are open or imminent. What Tesla has actually announced so far? Tesla introduced the Cybercab as part of its broader push into autonomous ride-hailing. The concept is a fully self-driving vehicle designed without a steering wheel or pedals, which already tells you something important about its intended use. This isn't being positioned primarily as a personal vehicle in the traditional sense. It's being framed as part of a future network of autonomous vehicles that operate more like a service than a product you own and drive. That distinction matters when you start thinking about pre-orders. Why there isn't a pre-order timeline. Yet for Tesla to open public pre-orders on something like the Cybercab, a few major pieces would need to be in place first. The biggest one is regulatory approval. A vehicle with no steering wheel or pedals depends entirely on full self-driving capability. That requires approval at multiple levels, federal, state, and sometimes even local, before it can be widely deployed. Right now, fully autonomous vehicles without human controls are still in a limited experimental phase across the industry. The second factor is technology readiness. Tesla has been developing its full self-driving system for years, but it has not yet been widely approved as a fully autonomous system that can operate without driver supervision in all conditions. Until that changes, a vehicle like the Cybercab can't realistically move into mass consumer sales. What Tesla has suggested about timing? While there's no pre-order date, Tesla has indicated that production and deployment of Robotaxi-style vehicles could happen sometime later this decade, often discussed in the general range of 2026 to 2027 or beyond. It's important to treat those timelines as directional rather than guaranteed. Tesla has a history of ambitious timelines, and new categories, especially ones involving autonomy, tend to take longer than expected to move from concept to widespread availability. What would likely happen before public pre-orders? If Tesla does move forward with the Cybercab, the rollout would likely happen in stages rather than going straight to consumer sales. First, you would probably see pilot programs in specific cities, limited fleet deployments, gradual regulatory approvals. Only after that would Tesla likely consider opening broader access, either through a network model or potentially through some form of ownership or leasing structure. How this compares to other Tesla launches. When Tesla launches traditional vehicles like the Tesla Cybertruck, it typically opens reservations early, sometimes years before production ramps up. The Cybercab is different. Because it depends so heavily on autonomy and regulation, Tesla can't follow the exact same playbook it used for consumer vehicles. That's why you haven't seen a Reserve Now button yet. What people usually look at next. After asking about pre-orders, most people start digging into a few related questions. Will individuals actually be able to own a Cybercab? Or will it only operate as part of Tesla's network? How close is full self-driving to regulatory approval? What cities might allow autonomous vehicles first? And how pricing would work if ownership becomes an option? Because with something like the Cybercab, the bigger question isn't just when you can buy one, it's whether the entire model of car ownership might shift along with it. For now, the takeaway is simple. The Cybercab is a real concept with a clear direction, but it's still early. And until autonomy, regulation, and production all line up, public pre-orders remain a future step rather than something available today.